Welcome to Haunted Homebodies, where Halloween isn't just a day, it's a lifestyle. I'm Ashley.
And I'm Sarah, and we're your guides through the delightfully dark corners of comfort horror. Grab your sardines and your maple syrup.
It's time to see if Satan is good. Satan is our pal. That's my favorite scene of the whole movie. Also, I said grab your maple syrup. Obviously, sardines is like a big iconic moment in this movie.
Yes.
But the maple syrup, I was thinking of when like Art comes over and he's just putting a lot of maple syrup on his pancakes.
I immediately pictured, like, you just need a reference to that whole breakfast scene because it is so character establishing.
Yes.
To the point I absolutely hated him.
Really?
I was so over him so quickly in the movie.
So funny. So we're talking about the Burbs movie today, and then next week we're talking about the Burbs TV show. And I had seen the movie several times before this, was a big fan, and I was worried about watching the TV show because like I love the characters in the movie so much. And then I watched the TV show and I was like, oh no, I really like these characters too. And then I rewatched the movie for this and I was like, do I even like any of these characters anymore? Like, honestly, so many of the movies we've covered, I know I've talked about this. I watched, I don't know, started watching maybe like 5-ish years ago and really enjoyed it and was very into this like kind of annoying male 80s like kitschy kind of movie phase. And now I rewatch them and I'm like, these are just so fucking annoying.
Love how you described it. This is a very 80s male movie.
Yeah.
Which is endearing when you're watching The Goonies. And I found decidedly less endearing when watching adult grown men.
Just be really annoying. Yeah, I definitely found this movie more annoying. And I think like some could argue definitely that the TV show is kind of like maybe trying to be a little woke, a little modern, definitely like modernizing a lot of the movie. But then it also makes you view the original through this lens of just like kind of annoying stereotypes of the 80s where you're like, oh, okay, maybe being woke is okay.
And I'm sure we'll dive more into it, so I won't say more here, but I will just give the context that I saw the show first a few months ago before the movie,
which is fun because I'm opposite. I've watched the movie, and of course, like there could be no show without the movie. So let's make sure we establish that first, right? The show is a reboot, so by virtue of being a reboot, it's just like not original.
It did need this IP of which it followed some of it very closely.
Yes. Totally.
We'll talk about that next week.
Totally. Yeah, we'll try to separate it. We should just have this be like a one big blob of a conversation and then broke it up into 2 parts, but we're going to do it this way. This is how we planned it. Okay, so today we're talking about the Burbs movie, which was released on February 17th, 1989. It's rated 6.8 out of 10 on IMDb. And on Rotten Tomatoes, we've got a 58% score for critics and 71% for audience. Here is the one-line synopsis from IMDb. An overstressed suburbanite and his neighbors are convinced that the new family on the block is part of a murderous satanic cult. Yeah, that's about it.
I mean, it is. Yeah.
That's about it. So I will say that even though we're kind of both hating on some of the characters, I still think that they are fun and in some ways. Some of them are fun.
Yeah.
So I used to think Tom Hanks, like I remember like liking his character and finding him kind of endearing because I guess just Tom Hanks. I just assumed that I liked him.
Yeah.
I found him like really irritating on this watch. Like very, very irritating.
I'm not sure if you saw, I didn't take many notes for this one.
No, you didn't give me much to work with.
Yes, I apologize. But I do believe that one of my bullets said like this was probably 15 minutes into the movie. I was like calling it now. Favorite character is Rumsfeld, played by Bruce Dern. And
he's great.
That held through the movie. Loved him.
Good call.
And I said least favorite will be Tom Hanks as Ray Peterson. Like as much as
he's insufferable.
As much as I hated Art, that was very like you were supposed to find Art a little annoying.
Yeah.
Ray, I think you were supposed to just like be okay with how he treated Carrie Fisher as his wife, like not very kindly. I was not behind it.
No. Okay, I do love Carrie Fisher in this movie though, like, it's a pretty quiet role for her. Like, she's kind of in these like
Mhm.
iconic. I mean, we just think of her as like Princess Leia in Star Wars, and it's just like hard to detach her from this. But she's just
Yeah.
a normal suburban housewife in this. But I feel like it just shows like her range. Like, she's just really good. I feel like she's just so good in this. I don't know.
Yeah.
I wish
That's
she had a
a
bigger role and maybe a more interesting
yes.
character. But she's just like so solid. Like, I just am like, I want to be around her. I love her. I love her
I
and her
love
Carrie
that
Fisher-ness.
take. I think for a little while I was like, "Ah, she's like totally wasted in this role." But I think it's right. I do wish she had a larger role.
Yeah.
But that's not what this movie is. But she like held it down as that
Yeah.
character.
And one of my favorite parts of the whole movie is the sardine scene when she is like, "We just need
Yeah.
to go over and invite ourselves to the over to the neighbors," and it's
True.
so uncomfortable and
Yeah.
funny, and that whole scene is fantastic, and it's mostly because the wives are there and like just
Yes.
making everything better and less annoying. And they're trying to
Yeah.
ground their husbands in some semblance of reality, and they're so
Right.
far gone. Um, well, we do also have in our cast here, like you said, Bruce Dern as Mark Rumsfeld. He's fantastic, and he has a cute wife, and they just have like a fun dynamic throughout the whole movie.
Yes.
And then Rick Ducommun as Art. I remember thinking Art was funny as well on previously, and yeah, no, he's just like a real annoying thing. I don't know. There's something about this movie, Sarah, that charms me. I don't know if it was just this urge to like settle down and like be part of suburban life, and just this idea of neighbors who are so comfortable that they just end up like coming over for breakfast. It kind of like a little bit of the Stranger Things has the same suburban feel where just like the other neighborhood
Mhm.
kids are just over for breakfast with their children, but they're not art. And you're just like always having to feed like three extra, they're eating all of your extra pancakes and all of your bacon and all of this stuff. There's something that's just like cute and charming about that closeness.
I totally agree. We have many episodes ago like talked about the cute neighborhoods that we live in now, and like I live in a neighborhood where the kids all like go knock on each other's doors, and I think that is wonderful. I do love that part of it. What I expected you to connect with, or maybe what I connected with or wanted to connect with, was just like Ray being totally burnt out at work and just taking
Oh
a week
yeah.
off because he just needed a week off from work.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. But yeah, I think that part of it was just that Ray was so insufferable to me that I just couldn't relate. 'Cause like
Then I
I've been
kinda
burnt
didn't
out
I
for
didn't
years.
trust him that he was, like that he deserved to be burnt out, I
No, it
think.
was hard
Yeah.
to root for him, mostly because of the way he treated Carrie Fisher and his
Yes.
friends. He just was like kind of not a good friend, not a good dad, and
Yeah.
not a good husband, and definitely not a
Yeah.
good neighbor. Like he just kind of sucks. And then put it
Oh,
under the semblance
yes.
of like, oh, I'm doing this because nobody kills like my old man neighbor, not on my watch. They're all acting like they're doing it for any other reason that they're just like annoying and bored.
Yes, 100%.
Like
That
just
they're
couldn't get on
all
board.
children at heart, but not in a lovely
Totally.
way. Yes.
Totally. But let's talk about some other good things about this movie. We have Darla, who is the name of the little floofball who played Queenie, the little white dog that
Oh,
plays a very important role in this movie.
that's
I
right.
really enjoyed Queenie.
I loved that Darla was even, like, credited on
Yeah.
IMDb.
Yeah. I know she maybe was in other things. I should have looked to see like what other
Oh, I
roles
can't
she was
know.
in.
Same,
Great
same.
performance.
Yes.
Great performance by Darla. And then we also have Corey Feldman. He's in this movie and has like a pretty big supporting role.
And is
His name
just
was
as
Ricky
good
Butler.
as ever.
He's just so him, and I just love it.
Yeah.
I actually really loved his character. I
Yeah.
really appreciated the just like voyeurism. Like he just
Yeah.
was trying to talk all of his other teenage friends who just wanted to party into just watching the annoying neighbors do stupid stuff.
I
I
did
appreciated that.
I did love that. And he wasn't really trying to be part of it. Like,
No,
truly, it was the
no.
voyeurism.
Yes.
He saw it for how ridiculous it was
Yes.
and was like, "I'm here for the show."
Yes, and I love how he
These
cheered them
grown
on and
men.
is commenting on it. Right, he should be the one doing all of these antics,
Yes.
right? He's the teenager who's
Mhm.
like he's supposed playing the loud music and doing the annoying things, and he's just like, "No, get a load of these guys."
Yep. Loved him.
Oh, man. As I mentioned, I also just enjoyed more so in the movie, actually. One thing I liked more about the movie than the TV show is I found kind of the suburban atmosphere. Like, I just more am like an 80s aesthetic girl. Like, I
Oh,
liked the
yeah.
Peterson house. I liked the style of the kitchen and the style of the clothes and just kind of the whole 80s vibe compared to the modern version where I just was like, I didn't connect with the suburbia aspect of that at all. Even
No.
the Klopek's house I liked a lot better in this one. I felt like it was more scary and just more interesting and more over the top, more campy in many ways, which I appreciated.
Yeah, I think there's a way for it to just feel, like, more closed off back
Yeah.
then too, and to,
Yeah.
like, for it to feel more insular. I just don't think that, even on these really cute streets and cul-de-sacs, I don't think that there's that same level of, like, this is your community, like, your number one community, even if, like, they're close, there's just yeah, it's not what it used to be.
It's true. It's true.
Mhm.
Everything in the modern age feels more open because we're all online and more
Yep.
transient. We're all moving around and there
Mhm.
isn't that. I mean, in some places there are, but I feel like there still isn't that community aspect. Like, we're not having, like, block parties or, like, I feel like, neighborhoods like
Yeah.
that are much more rare where I live on a street now where the neighbors are, like, very
It's
friendly,
true, your
and
next door neighbor sounds really adorable.
we call him Saint Michael
Oh
'cause he
my
does so
god.
much for us. He just,
Oh,
like,
so
mowed our lawn the other
nice.
day. He's just such a sweet man. I
Oh, I
know.
love it.
I know, he's great, he's great. So, we definitely have more of that vibe, but it still is like a it's just different, we're
Yeah.
still kind of all doing our own thing. I think that's also a New England thing too, partially.
That's seems right,
We're
yes,
very
yes.
independent,
Where
it's like we
does
will do whatever for whoever, but, like, also we can do it on our own. Okay,
where does
don't come
this
for me.
take place?
That's a good question.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
Google it.
Yeah, that's a
Live
good question.
Googling.
No idea.
Des
Is it
Moines.
unestablished? Des Moines,
Des Moines,
interesting.
Iowa.
Sure. Okay.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
I have nothing to say for or against that. I mean, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Why not? Why not? I have a question for you, though. If you live next door to the Klopeks, would you be afraid?
No, I'd be so curious.
Yeah.
I would, like, be dying to see inside the house and, like, probably would have gone over with you and brownies, but with less weird vibes.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely
Mhm.
like middle of the day. We probably would have like texted Courtney and been like, this is where we're going if you
Yes.
need to find us.
Yes. If you don't hear from us in 2
Yeah.
hours.
Text us. Yeah.
Yeah.
2 hours. And if you don't hear back, send help.
Yeah. We wouldn't
Yeah,
have,
very
like,
true.
ding dong ditched them.
No, I would have
Although
been very excited,
okay.
but yeah, a little bit
Yeah.
scared only because of my imagination. I would have
Yeah.
been making up
Yeah.
stories about it,
Mhm.
kind of like they are, but then I wouldn't have like harassed them and taken it
I
to that
used
level.
I had something that got to me, and this is probably because of the order in which I watched show versus movie.
Yeah.
I didn't care for the fact that they were right
Okay.
in
Yeah.
the
Don't talk
end.
about the end yet. We're not quite there yet.
Sorry.
Hold on. We're gonna
Actually,
get there.
how many
We're
minutes have
gonna.
I made it so far without talking about the end? This is already a win.
I only have like 3 more bullet points. You gotta let me get there because that is my last one. Is I do want to talk about the like
Okay.
quote unquote twist.
Okay.
Okay, so maybe maybe I don't have much more. Let me see what I have. Like okay, I did put that a question that is more of what is it called when it's not a real question? Hypothetical. This is a hypothetical question. How
Okay.
bored would you have to be to get to be as obnoxious as Ray, Art, and Mark? Is that his name is Mark? Did I just like switch actors'
Rumsfeld?
name? Yes.
Rumsfeld?
Okay. Yes.
Yeah, yeah, I think
Mark.
that's his name. I don't think
Okay.
I'm not
They,
sure they
they
ever
call him
say his
Rumsfield.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah, yeah,
Okay. That's why it sounds weird.
yeah. I don't think that I would ever get that obnoxious. I mean,
There's
I
no
am
way.
a nosy neighbor. I
Yeah.
love watching out the window and speculating about what's happening and doing online
Totally.
research where there is online research to be done. But like, I would rather like sit there and speculate or like make up a story about what they're doing.
Yes.
That's literally as far as I go.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. I totally agree. there isn't a lot of human interest on my street currently, but in Pittsfield, I loved to walk. It was like a classic suburban. It actually had been kind of built and developed for when the town, this was Pittsfield, had been like a factory town. So they just needed a lot more houses kind of during the boom of when some of these businesses just were really big and hopping. So they just kind of kept building out this neighborhood. And so it was just very classic. It was just an insular neighborhood. So like anywhere you're walking, you're just walking by other people's houses. And there was a lot to watch. And like we kind of got to the dynamics. And there was like this little kind of ratty looking dog named Wallaby. And he was
Yeah.
so spooky because you could literally, he'd be like a block away and you could whisper like, Wallaby. And he would turn and look. And he was like
I love
definitely
him.
like looked like there's no way that dog could see. Like, you know, when they get those old eyes and like one of them's
Yes.
looking the wrong way and they're very glassy. But oh my gosh, apparently he could still hear. Like it would just be a thing. Like whenever I say Wallaby, I'm like, I know he's out there somewhere. Like
He can hear you still today.
who's conjuring Wallaby? Anyway, there was a lot of fun dynamics there. So I totally agree. I love to just like watch the little drama unless it's something actually serious and then I get like extremely depressed and upset.
Yeah, of
But if it's
course.
just like innocent like antics and light neighborhood drama, I love that. But yeah, I can't comprehend, and I guess this is like the point of a movie, right? Is it's not supposed to be totally realistic to life, especially one that's campy like this movie.
Yes, it
But so
is.
many of their choices gave me so much anxiety. It was like an anxiety dream come to life where I'm like, stop making these choices. I'm getting anxious because you just know it's not going to go well.
Right.
There's no
Yes.
way.
Over and over again, which like until the end, which I won't say more
We can
about.
do it.
Like
We can talk about the end.
but for like a lot of it, it is like them having consequences for their actions, which I do appreciate in some sense. I don't appreciate that Carrie Fisher had to play like mom wife for a little while and be
Yeah.
like, my husband can't come out to play.
Yeah.
She
that
didn't
was
sound
cute.
like that. She handled it very
No.
well, but like it's still like, again, like they were children.
Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. And I completely agree. We can talk about the end now. We're here.
Okay,
We've
great.
arrived.
Thank you.
So they do all this horrible stuff. They basically end up causing a huge explosion in these people's houses. And Ray kind of comes to this realization that he has just been like totally off his rocker. He's gone way too far. They shouldn't have done this. And then we find out that the Klopeks, in fact, are not just, I mean, maybe they're Satanists. I don't know if we like fully established that, but they're like mass murderer,
Yeah.
serial killers, like very much so. I really thought like it would have just been a great end of the movie where he's like sitting on the edge of the stretcher and like he's just come back to normalcy and Carrie Fisher's character is just so relieved that she's like being very sweet and loving towards him because she just is like, I have my husband back.
Yes.
And then they just have to deal with the consequences of their actions. He just has to probably go to court and pay a fine. And that's what we assume happens kind of in La La Land. But then we get this really annoying trope that I can't stand, which is like the white people do these horrible things, but then it all ends up being justified and forgiven because actually they were right the whole time. So it's like it doesn't matter anything that they did and whether they were trespassing or caused huge property damage because they were actually murderers. So, it's actually that was bad. Whatever. I don't even know what ethnicity the Klopeks were. They were also white, but they were
immigrants of some sort.
Eastern European. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what they were trying
ambiguous.
to...
But right. But we have like this like privileged class of people who get away with. Yes, get away with like it was just absurd. It was just absurd. And like they didn't even have that much reason. You know what line drove me insane in the movie was when the dog pulls out the bone. And okay, yes, that was pretty clearly a human femur. I will give them that. That looked a whole lot like a human femur. But the fact that Ray goes, this is a femur. Do you know what a femur is? It's a human bone. And I was like, well, no, all animals have femurs.
And a lot of animals probably have similar looking femurs. Like
A
you'd
lot
have
of
to
animals
be
have a
like an
lot of
actual
similar
anthropologist.
bones. This
Yeah.
is why it drives me nuts from my
Right.
previous anthropological training.
Oh, that actually bothered me too, which is so
Yeah.
funny because this movie is so unrealistic and extremely campy, which we should
Yes.
like. But then these inconsistencies, like I have the same thing with like medical stuff. It's like it brings me out of this absurd, unrealistic story when you just say these quotes. But also, I don't think we're meant to believe that either of them are like good historians or like calling the right
No.
shots. So
They're meant to seem obnoxious throughout the
Yeah.
movie, but then they
Yeah.
get to be right. Ugh.
Yeah, I think that's what is really wrong about this movie is the ending. It's like it should have just ended with them just coming to the realization that you just need to not be buffoons and that creepy people aren't always doing creepy things. Hello.
I think I would have had a whole different feeling about it.
Yes, because
Yeah.
it would have been like, you know what? They were wrong and they learned their lesson and now they're going to have to like pay $100,000 fine or something.
He was even by the end offering to help him rebuild his house. Like that would have been a good little lesson. And then we get not only do they solve it, but like we get a lame confession scene of like the big bad guy being like, "You're gonna die, so I'm gonna tell you everything I've done."
Right. Yeah. No, the ending I thought was just cheap. And even if we were going to have them be guilty, like it was just so rushed and just not good.
Yeah.
But I will say that overall, actually, I think would say that I like this movie. I think I was talking myself, which was really funny. Like through a critical lens, I would say I have more critical than positive things to say, but it still fits a vibe for me. I would be more likely to put this on as a rewatch while doing something else than the TV show. Like the TV show, I just will never probably watch again. I don't know. We'll talk about it more next week, but yeah, I think it still is a vibe. I still think it has funny moments that make me chuckle. It still is campy. It still is 80s aesthetic. It still has a cute little fluffy dog. It still has Carrie Fisher. It has enough things and vibes. Even Tom Hanks, just by being Tom Hanks, has a few moments. Like there's just one moment where like him and Art just start screaming, and I don't know, I'm just like, it's kind of funny. Like, why are you yelling? It's
I
so
also
silly.
will say that all of my gripes with the movie are with these adult men acting ridiculous. Yet I loved Rumsfeld.
Yes.
The entire movie.
Oh, yeah. His character was very obnoxious and just like them, but in like a more lovable way. And I just loved his wife, and I loved how like crotchety he was about the dog pooping on his lawn. And I don't know. I just loved them, the whole thing.
He was fantastic. Also, fun fact, that is Laura Dern's father.
Oh, yeah.
Bruce Dern.
Okay.
Yeah.
Same name and everything. Whenever like you say that, then I'm like, I never would have put that together.
Yeah.
It's literal same last name.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it. I love it. Well, I have nothing else to say. Do you?
We got plenty to say next week on this very related topic.
Yeah, we will be continuing our very lengthy theme on the Burbs. We have this one, and then we have next week where we talk about the TV show. So be short and sweet. But we'll see you over there.
See you there. Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for listening to another episode of Haunted Homebodies. Make sure you like and subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts.
And remember, when in doubt, just stay home.